Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm making this video for a number of reasons. I have a Honda CBR650R, a 2020 model, and I've gone looking to purchase an exhaust. That comes with its own challenges. You know, people want different sounds, people want different looks. I personally wanted the exhaust to be mounted under the bike like the standard exhaust is, but with an aftermarket exhaust. The options are limited with that. Akrapovic is obviously one of the turn 2 exhausts, but at a cost. And CS Racing are some of the other exhausts that do the sort of underbody side mounted exhaust. So my options were limited. I then started looking at Akrapovics and then realized there were two types of Akrapovic. You have the S-H6R11-AFT and you have the S-H6R14-HEGEHT. Now, the differences on those, I watched as many YouTube videos as I could to see what the differences were. No one really explained the differences, although they did sound slightly different. You can buy both in the titanium variant as well as stainless steel. So I did what most people do and went hunting on forums, and I was reading people, you know, talking really highly of the AFT, also talking really highly of the HEGEHT, and then most people just said it comes down to looks. And for me, the HEGEHT did look a lot better because it had the carbon tip, but I thought there must be more to it. Why was the HEGEHT so much more expensive? And you know, what are the differences? So in this video, I'm going to hopefully save everybody else the hassle of reading through all the forums and trawling through pages and pages like I did, and hopefully give you an insight into the two differences and what that means. So from a purchase point of view, from a future-proofing point of view, and from an approval point of view with compliance. So mine has finally arrived. There's been lots of delays out of the plant in Slovenia. So I've waited quite a long time. I've eventually got hold of mine and it arrived in the country. I had to pay some import taxes. So there's more complications there, but my advice to you is if you are going to buy one and you settle and decide which one you are going to buy, find a UK supplier, a reputable UK supplier who actually has stock, and do not hand money over until you have stock, or they've confirmed they have stock, because you may be sitting there for quite a while. I was given quotes into 2022 from some of the suppliers here. So to avoid disappointment, and you know, if you're like me and quite impatient, you want to get your exhaust and get it fitted, I would certainly recommend doing your research, speaking to a few people, making sure they have the stock here in the UK. So I'm going to go through a couple of things, why I chose the one I did, the differences between the two, and then I'll do a bit of unveiling. And I haven't actually opened this myself yet. It got delivered today and I've been on meetings all day, so I thought I'd do the video live, first time that I will see the exhaust. And yeah, hopefully I'll answer some of the questions that you may have in your head, and also drop some messages and comments below, and I'll try and answer those as well when I get a chance. I will be doing a separate video of the fitment of this Akrapovic. There are some online already, which is great, it's really helpful. So I'll do my own version. You know, you can let me know whether mine's better than anybody else's there. So I'll try and get some good camera work in, because I've seen some of them and they're a little bit shaky. So yeah, so I have bought the HEGEHT model, which is slightly more expensive. This is the one with the carbon tip. This is a full titanium system. So it comes with the headers, the 4:2:1 into the back box. And there was a couple of reasons for that. So the HEGEHT is homologated, so this is approved for a particular area or a directive. It is also EC and ECE approved, which means it can be, or it will be, compliant in the EU and also in some non-EU countries like Brazil, Japan, I believe. So there's some added bonuses to this, and this is something that I didn't find on the forums or any YouTube videos. They don't tell you that, so hence the reason these are slightly more expensive. This does come with the option of fitting a cat. I haven't purchased the cat, which effectively the cat would make this road legal. The AFT model is not homologated, it's not EC and ECE approved, it is for race use only. There is no option to fit a cat. So if you were looking to purchase one and you were going to buy a cat, the one that you have to go for is this. Again, that's not that easy to find on the net, trust me, I know. So there was various reasons why I went with this, and as I said, there were other exhausts on the market. I wasn't keen on the side exit exhaust where you have to have different mounting brackets. Akrapovic come with quality, we know their quality, and that's what you're paying for. They use existing mounting brackets to mount your exhaust. It is nestled and tucked away really nicely. They look good, they sound good. You know you've got a long lasting sort of lifetime exhaust there. So that was why I went for this exhaust. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I am dying to see it, so I will crack it open and then talk you through the contents of the box. So your bubble wrap, put that to one side. Very nice. So I will do some close-ups to this in a minute. I'll just get the contents of the box out. Some spare components there as well, and by the looks of it, these are the mounting brackets. Installation instructions. Just try and do this without dropping it. That over to the side. That's a warranty that comes with it. And there it is. So this is the carbon tip that obviously comes with the HEGEHT. The AFT is, I believe, full titanium, but it doesn't have this sort of arrangement at the end. The baffles, I've seen plenty of videos of people fighting and drilling out all sorts of craziness with to remove the baffles. There is apparently a spot weld in there, so I will take this apart and have a look and see what the setup is to remove that, because my plan is obviously to remove the baffle, although I have heard people saying it's too loud with the baffle removed, and they ended up taking it out and fitting it again. But yeah, it's you know, just holding it, it's lightweight. Looking at the quality of the welds, I will do some close-ups in a second, that it's, you know, it is second to none. You do get what you pay for, as the saying goes. Very nice, very well manufactured and very well engineered. Yeah, so I will undo all the packaging here, and I will come back on some close-ups and we'll have a closer look at the exhaust. So I have unwrapped all of the contents inside the box. You've already seen this part as we spoke about this a little bit earlier in the video. Yeah, I mean, touching again on the quality, even the smallest welds, they're, you know, impeccable welds, which is what you'd expect, I suppose, for that sort of money. You have your 4-to-2-to-1s here. These have come already with the springs for the sort of baffle end mounted already. For fitment, these will be getting removed, and I have seen some videos of people fitting these header mounts to the bike before they hook the springs in these little holes here. They've done that once and then learnt the hard way and had to remove the whole exhaust system to get the springs on for these mountings up here. So I will gladly have a lessons learned there and won't be doing that. So as I said, I will do an install video and I'll show you the process of fitment. But yeah, I'll be taking this apart and splitting this into 4 separate exhaust manifolds, then into the mounting here, and then obviously finally mounting the actual back box. As you can see here, you've got your CO2 sensor, so nicely threaded there, so that's ready to go. As I said, it comes with a warranty, so you've got your warranty inside there. I did briefly look at this until I realised it was in every language apart from UK. Just on here you can probably see this exhaust itself, because of the similarities between the bikes, actually fits the CB650F, the CBR650F, the CB650F, and the bike that I have, which is the CBR650R. So the exact same exhaust fits according to the instructions anyway. I've seen a few videos with these exhausts fitted to all the bikes, and I don't think there's any differences with the mounting. So inside this pack that came, we have some more springs, so these will be for your headers. You have a CO2 extension lead, so this, I believe because of where the CO2 port is mounted here, it's in a slightly different place to the existing exhaust system, so you have an extension lead here. I believe I've seen some videos of people that haven't fitted this, and they've said that it reached no problem, there was enough slack, but again, you'll see that in the video when I fit it, whether that's needed. There's some more springs here. And your bolts for the mounting bracket, which mounts the back box on the top there, and it also comes with Akrapovic's own sealant, which is effectively a Loctite, and a zip tie in there. And then this is the bracket, so that will mount on top of your exhaust. And uses all the existing holes, which is great. You don't have to mess around. I've seen people fitting exhaust to the rear foot peg mountings, and for me, I wanted the rear of the bike clean. I don't have any rear foot pegs, and I've got a seat cowl on there as well, so I don't really carry pillions, so that saves all that bother. And as mentioned in the video earlier on, this is confirmation of the EC and ECE approvals. So these are the certificates that state that this is for an aftermarket exhaust, but that is also EC and ECE type approved, which is great. And then you do have an installation guide here in English, so that may come in handy, although I think these are fairly straightforward to fit. As I said, they're using all the existing mounting holes. I mean, it doesn't look like trickery or wizardry here, so fairly straightforward, I believe. But I will give you a further update as and when I fit this to see if that's the case or not. This didn't come in the box. This is a spring puller, so hooking on and pulling springs. I would highly recommend this. I do a lot of go-kart racing. The exhaust springs are a pretty similar setup, and these are really handy. So yeah, this was only like a few pounds off of eBay, and you can probably pick them up in your local sort of engineering type shops. But yeah, a spring puller I would highly recommend. Just having a look at these are under a hell of a lot of tension. So a pair of pliers on there, I think you're probably gonna start damaging the spring or straightening the spring out a bit. And you know, from a safety point of view, you definitely don't want those springing off or hitting yourself in the face. So one of those, £3, why not? But yeah, that's it. I mean, closer look at the exhaust itself, the carbon fiber here. You can just remove this. You've got a few screws at the back here. These are star heads, probably 5 mils, and that would remove those. But yeah, I mean, the welds, you can probably see, it is quality. And I'm glad I've purchased it. So I'm sure it will sound as good as it looks. I will be doing a video on the baffle as well, so once I've got this cover off, I will take a look at this baffle, see if it is spot welded, if it is just a bolt, how easy it is to remove, because I know they're fairly well press fitted in there, so that may take some doing, but I will certainly cover that in the video of installation. Obviously I'll be doing that before I install the exhaust, but I will share with everybody else my trials, tribulations, and the fitment of it. But yeah, I mean, the main reason for this video really was to explain the differences between the AFT and the HEGEHT, which I will leave some sort of links within the description below, so you can have a look on the Akrapovic website yourself. It doesn't necessarily explain it on there. I've just done this through some research and understanding what the differences are, but that was the main reason for this video, because as I said at the start, I trawl through forums, and to save you guys the hassle, I'm hoping this is sort of a one-stop shop that gives you a bit of a breakdown. If you do have a Honda CB650F, CBR650F, CB650R, or a CBR650R, the same exhaust, therefore the same principle applies, and the two differences. So homologated, EC and ECE approved, in my eyes a bit of future proof. If you want to fit a cat, this is the one to go for. It's the only one you can fit an optional cat to make it completely road legal. I obviously haven't opted for that at the moment. It does come at additional cost. I think they're a couple of £100, but you can have that fitted in here from Akrapovic, from factory, and it will come with one installed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said before, like the video, leave some comments underneath. Any questions you have, drop me a line, and keep a lookout for the video of the fitment coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys.